Green Bay Packers are doubling down at wide receiver this year, taking Nevada's Romeo Doubs. I had him graded as a high 4th-round pick, which is right around where he's getting taken this year. I think it's an excellent value pickup for Green Bay, a team that desperately needed wide receiver help. Their receivers going into this offseason, once they traded away Devontae Adams for Sammy Watkins, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, and Amari Rodgers. That's not a good receiving unit. It's one of the worst in the NFL. They took Christian Watson, who they traded up for in the 2nd round, to be their vertical threat. And they got Romeo Doubs, who was a little bit of a vertical threat as well, and a fairly big body receiver. We're talking about guys 6'2", 201 pounds, 32.25-inch arms. Good size. Genuinely. If you're wondering about his stats this past year, he had 8 receptions for 1,109 yards and 11 touchdowns. The previous year, he had 58 receptions for 1,002 yards and 9 touchdowns. So, over 2,000 yards in the past 2 seasons, back-to-back 1,000-yard years. He played a little bit in the slot this past year, so maybe he can play in the slot for Green Bay. I don't know. Just something to consider. He's an experienced punt returner. He's got really good hands, 10-inch hands. And he's got really good initial bursts, especially on punt returns. So we can see him potentially play that role because we know Amari Rodgers kind of struggled as a return man this past year. And Doubs has the speed to stack defenders and get vertical, which is something you desperately need if you're Green Bay. Although I am curious to see who's going to be the underneath guys this year. Is it really going to be Randall Cobb or Alan Lazard? I think Lazard's more of a, well, we'll find out. The concerns with Doubs, he's not a complete route runner. He doesn't have a full route tree. We saw it at the Senior Bowl. We saw it during the season. It's just not what he was asked to do at Nevada. So he's not going to be able to run routes the same way a lot of receivers are going to be able to in this year's draft. Certainly nowhere near close to someone like a John Mechie. And the concern will be that, yeah, he's primarily a really good vertical threat, but that's also what Christian Watson does best. So where's the diversity in wide receivers here? Where you're going to have guys who are capable of winning underneath? Is that really going to be Randall Cobb this year? And that's a legitimate question for the Green Bay Packers to answer.